Not
Well,
making
you
money.
gotta give your story now, because
Yeah, go
It's a
ahead.
long-winded story,
well,
but
I
I'll cut
mean,
it short.
you got 7.5 minutes. Let's go. No, just kidding.
You got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
As far as myself, I grew up my family, they were very my dad didn't allow us to like we didn't have cable TV, we didn't have no video games, we didn't have any of that shit. So we had to go outside and play. Only thing my dad would probably gift us is like bikes. That's how we got around. That's why I got big ass quads.
Oh,
Riding bike
really?
all the now my
Uh,
whole family is like that too,
oh,
but we
okay.
rode bike everywhere. So
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
whole family is they're all very um athletically inclined, although
Hmm.
they never really took it far. We all just did it for fun,
Hmm.
whether it be
Hmm.
whatever it might be, surf, bodyboard, exercise, weightlifting, whatever
Yeah.
it might be. So I was very familiar with exercise from when I was very young, probably seventh, no, yeah. What is third grade? How about there?
You were like 8,
Yeah.
maybe 8 years old. Yeah.
Watching
Third grade.
Bruce Lee's. I don't know if you're familiar with the Kung Fu theater and Bruce
Oh,
Lee,
yeah, I
like
love
all
it.
that old
I
school,
used
like
to I
all of
was
the
into it, yeah.
yeah, all of the exercising that he would
I
do.
did karate
Yeah.
when I was younger too, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I was into I did
exactly.
I think it was in the '80s, I think every kid did karate too.
So, you try to emulate that a little bit, thinking like if you
Yeah.
have that same mindset of exercise that you can be like a freaking kung fu master,
Right.
didn't happen.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean
I played sports my entire life, whether it be soccer, softball, and whatever. I did
yeah.
pal boxing from about see, this is where it all kind of led me to where I was. I was a rotten kid. I grew up with my grandmother's family, my mom's mom, and her youngest son was into martial arts, into boxing, into like all of that stuff. So he was just like, all right, if you're gonna be here and you're gonna exercise with me. So because I was um they didn't have like much to do, so I ended up exercising a lot with him. So it just became life after that. Even
Okay.
going into high school, like how you did, you kind of like I was like, oh yeah, a little bit of weights, and you tinker until you're like, all right, you can take up a weightlifting class for elective, and then you're
Right.
you're smashing your numbers, right? And you're thinking, "Fuck, this is pretty cool. I want more."
Yeah,
So then
exactly.
I started working part time at I think it was already called Gold's Gym, Kapilani, the 24 Fitness.
Yep, yep.
So I grew up seeing that even throughout like high school, all the powerlifting mates that would come through and all the powerlifters. I seen Paula walk through one day and I was like,
Oh,
oh
yeah, she
damn,
was jacked.
she's
Yeah, she
huge.
was big.
And then that was around the same time that I'm sure you know she used to be a judge before Becky Rampy.
Yeah, I knew her.
She walked in and I was like, damn, that
She
body,
looked good. Yeah.
that body. I could maybe I could only wish I could like get that good. I mean, I was still teen and stuff. Um, so she was somebody I kind of looked up to my whole way through.
Mm.
Um, even through after graduating high school, my mom gave me the ultimatum. She's all like, you either work full time, you go to school full time, you do both, or you get out of the house. Like, damn, I gotta buy me some time. So
Mhm.
I I left to the military. And in the
Yeah.
military, I didn't like how Jed was saying, you work hard, play hard. And I
Right.
kind of didn't get too caught up in that. I still like the whole exercising. And so I did that. Whatever free time we
What branch was it?
air. So I actually joined the Air National
Air
Guard.
National, okay.
Joined the Air Guard. So every free time I had, I made sure I got my workout in first, and then I went to go play.
Okay.
I was still a slob. At least I know I was a strong slob.
Yeah, 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 well, I
So I
mean,
kept on packing on muscle and
you
stuff like
you were
that.
stronger than, like, the other girls in the around, like, you could
Yeah,
see you were yeah. So you had that strength
yeah.
going
Because
into it,
I've
yeah.
been doing it for what my whole adolescence into high school, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't until I saw it was an armed forces at Wichita Falls, Texas, and it was a armed forces. I'm like, yeah, I
Oh.
I can do that.
Mm.
And that's when I started to clean it up a little. I came back home, and then there was like I think I was still 19. So I would think I think I did one show. It was at Midpack Institution. What is that?
Yeah, yeah, mid-pack, yeah.
Yeah, it was at Midpack, and it was at the time her name was
You s
Robin Nee.
Oh, I know Robin. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
I'm
her.
like,
Yeah.
"Damn, I gotta go against this lady?"
Robin, yeah, yeah, she's good. She ended up turning
Yeah.
pro too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
sure
She's
did,
good.
but
Yeah,
she
she's
was
good.
another person. She's a good family friend of
Yeah.
ours, and she was
Okay.
another lady that I looked up to growing up bodybuilding, and I was like, "Wow, her body's
Yeah.
awesome." So I did that show. Of course, I got my ass handed to me. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but that
Yeah.
I got bit by the bug. I did a I don't know, a Paradise Cup. I
Oh, you
still
did?
didn't know what I was doing. I look like shit. And where I'm going with this is like a lot of my shows, I didn't do very well at all. I'm thinking like, nah, I think I got it. But then until you actually stand up on stage next to the other competitors, you're like, damn, maybe I should have dieted a little harder. Maybe I should have tried a little harder on the cardio. But it was fun for me at the time doing it. But I came back even better. Every showing came back a little better with different objectives, different goals.
Yeah.
And I at least met the criterias of me meeting those, initial goals. At least
Yeah.
I got better in every show. Um, but then with all of the information that I've gathered doing all of these shows, yeah, I gave my shot. I gave it a shot competing at a couple of state shows here, went to nationals. Every national show, I got better and better, better from sixth, fourth. What did I place? Yeah, sixth, fourth, and then I won my pro card.
Okay.
Um, so like every experience got better, and with all of that knowledge, like now I I'm glad that I'm able to take the knowledge that I know and help out other people that are around us. It became a hobby to help other people as well too, because I know how shitty I looked, how terrible I look. I'm like, I never want that for anybody.
Mm.
So it became a passion of mine to want to help people to do better
Yeah.
because I wouldn't want them to feel like how I felt on my come up. So
Yeah.
that's where this passion came from.
That's good. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you obviously you don't compete anymore. Like, when did you decide? When did you retire from competing?
Actually, one of my biggest goals was to just get my pro card. I know I wasn't gonna do anything about it or with it or be like,
Okay.
"Oh, I'm gonna monetize off of this. I'm gonna be the next influencer." I ain't any of that. My I'm not about trying to push out videos or content every day to get likes and whatever, all of that stuff. I just let wherever happen, whatever happened, happen organically. As far as getting the pro card, I knew it was a temporal marker. It was a goal. Um, and for my second to the last show at nationals and my pro card, I coached myself through it. So that's something that I could be proud of. I mean, I had a lot of people helping me, giving me a second look, like, hey, maybe you should tweak
Okay.
this posing a little bit here. Maybe you should grow your glutes a little bit more, or, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Include these
That's
exercises that might
helpful.
be helpful. So it takes a lot of people. It takes a village. And I'm glad that there's places like here or like some of the other places where people are very kind enough to help, especially the ones that came before me. As far as getting the pro card and doing something with it, well, unfortunately, that's when the whole 2020 thing happened, and
Hmm.
I knew, like I mentioned before at the other show, it wasn't gonna make me money
Yeah.
unless I really like how you guys was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a trainer. I've never thought of doing personal training for money. I mean, sure, the opportunity is there, but I have a full-time job,
Right.
so it was still a hobby. It's still like a passion project for me to help everybody. I never really took the leap to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go all in because I love to do this thing that much. And maybe, that's something for me to explore later on as well too.
Hmm.
Um, I never looked at it as like, oh, I'm gonna be a tier one. Yeah, probably not. Or even a tier two or
Pro.
a tier two pro competing in masters. Like I have no shame in my game saying that I'm gonna compete in masters. Like because the way that the bodybuilding has developed now, it's just crazy. I don't think I could compete in an open division. That's too
Yeah.
wild for me, especially after all the injuries that I have.
Yeah.
I'm yeah, that's too far out of sight for me to even fathom thinking about. Um, well, 2020 happened, and I'm very well aware of things that are going on around the world. And I was like, I got to pivot. I got to concentrate on something else. So I really dove deep into like um, investing, finances, things that are happening on the geopolitical scale. Speaking of, and politics, I mean, we in America with with I don't know if you guys watched the presidential debate the last week. That was a mess. So that's a different
That was
subject
pretty
of
bad. Yeah.
discussion. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I know I still love this sport so much that I continuously feed my brain, feed my mind with
Mhm.
information, whether it be posing or gear use or nutrition or better ways of sharpening your sword in the
Yeah.
sport, not just for me, but for people that I could help as well too.
Yeah.
So that's my story.